Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm reviewing Infinity Saga set number 76237, Sanctuary 2 Endgame Battle. This is for ages 7+. It's got 322 pieces, 3 minifigures, and it retails for $40 in the US. This released on October 1st, which was kind of weird because all the other Infinity Saga sets came out August 1st, and I really wish this one had come out then. But it's a really cool set, so I can't wait to get into it, and I am going to apologize if you can hear my dog Thanos snoring in the background, because I'm hanging out with him right now. So speaking of Thanos, let's start with him. This is another minifigure version of Thanos instead of a big fig. And I think this is our first minifigure version based on the MCU, if I'm not wrong. We've gotten a Mighty Micros one. We've gotten one from like the video game based sets. I do like his sword quite a bit. I mean, it looks better than the big one because these are from Lord of the Rings, but they actually look enough like Thanos' blades in the movie. So I actually think that works out really well. I wish they had used this build for Gamora in the minifigure series, but his torso and leg printing is really nice as well. Again, that's brand new for this set. Most Marvel minifigures don't get leg printing. The one thing I hate is the helmet. This is like an old Lego Knights helmet that they've used on Thanos before. And yes, it's the best option out of what they have, but it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look at all like his helmet. And I really wish that they would just make a different mold if they're going to keep making minifigure versions of him. He does have a unique face print underneath. I don't think that's the same one that they've used for the video game sets, and that looks pretty good. You can have him without the helmet as well, and I kind of prefer him that way because, again, I just don't think this looks good enough. The Iron Man minifigure in this set is in the Mark 85 armor, which has come in multiple sets before, so it's nothing new, but this is the cheapest way to get it, which is nice. This is a really good figure. I love the splat pieces and the power blasts. Of course, you can flip up his helmet, and you have Tony Stark's heads-up display face print there. But you can also take off his helmet, and you'll notice that my figure came with a misprint. I've never seen this kind of misprint before. It looks like someone drew on the figure with a Sharpie, but you can't rub that off. So, I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess, but I will be asking for a replacement face because I really hate it when we get misprints. Although, again, this one, it's not like it's a smudged face, so it is kind of interesting. His other face on the back doesn't have any such issues, and you do get a hairpiece for him in this set. I really like that Lego is doing that more and more in Marvel sets and not just stuff like Ninjago. And we do have a brand new Endgame version of Captain Marvel in this set. I've got her like fully fitted out with all of the different power burst pieces. I do have to mention right off the bat, this is not the same build that we see on the front of the box. This set actually has a couple interesting instances of things in the instructions being different than what's shown on the box. So I'll address that more later in the review, but usually these kind of bursts are longer. Like usually they have another splat on the end, which is how it's shown in the instructions, and you do get enough pieces to do that. Sorry, that's how it's shown on the box, and you do get enough pieces to do that, but I built it like how it's shown in the instructions. And these are nothing new. We've seen these pieces for Carol before, but I really like them. The big story here is the new torso print and, of course, her hair. So here's the Carol minifigure, and I love the torso print here. This is a really good representation of her outfit in Endgame, which I did like. I don't think the hair looked the best in Endgame, but Lego's attempt here is pretty good. I know like the light's washing out the color a bit, but this is like Lego's tan color, and God, the light just makes her head so bright. But this is Lego's tan color. Her hair in the past has been like a light nougat. I think that this is a little bit too bright. I feel like Lego's yellow or like blonde would have worked better, or even light nougat, because her hair isn't like this white. Like this looks platinum blonde, but the mold choice is very good. I also really like her new face print. It's not a new actual print, but it's not the same face that they used on her in the Captain Marvel and last Endgame set. I think that this looks a lot more like her. I like both of these smirks. Although I would really prefer an exclusive face print for her with, you know, like glowing eyes. And I'd also really like better printing on her. Like, Captain Marvel's one of the biggest characters in the MCU right now. I mean, you might not like her, but that's just a fact. And she deserves leg printing. Holy cow, like her suit has so much detail in the legs. Someone like Shang-Chi not getting leg printing is okay because his pants, like as part of his superhero suit, they're basically just black. But Carol Danvers definitely deserves leg printing. This suit is a very balanced mix of red and blue, and you don't get that at all in the Lego figure. It just looks way too blue. And of course, she really needs arm printing. Arm printing would be great. That is like a little bit much to ask for, so I'm not surprised Lego didn't do it, but leg printing at the very least should have been done. Before getting to this ship, we do have this little pedestal with the Infinity Gauntlet on it. I don't like this either because the Infinity Gauntlet was not seen at all basically in Endgame. It was just seen in like the first 5 minutes. The Nano Gauntlet is like the big thing in the final battle, so we should have gotten the Nano Gauntlet, and also LEGO should print these if they keep using these little glove pieces as, as these gauntlets. I'm not saying print Infinity Stones. I feel like that would be very hard, especially because this is where it comes out of the mold. But I mean, here, like, you could definitely print some detail here. Like, that's a wide open space. So I really wish that LEGO would put some effort into these minifigure scale versions if they're going to keep putting them in sets. The Sanctuary 2 in the movies is a very strange design. It's a really cool design. I've been waiting for LEGO to make a set of this since like 2018. I'm really shocked that they didn't do one for Infinity War or Endgame because, I mean, we knew nothing about Endgame and the sets were basically just a bunch of made up stuff, which was fine. I like most of those sets a lot as builds, but I mean, why not make this for Endgame? Because it's a spaceship, so LEGO's, vehicle quota is fulfilled. And I mean, it's just a cool design. So representing it in a set this small, I was really worried about it. I think it looks really good. Like, I love the way that the wings are built. The lower ones are on like trapdoor pieces, but you can't really move them up and down, only like the slightest amount. And then you've got these little wingtips, which can get knocked out of alignment kind of easily, but it's not really fiddly. It's like fairly strong. Like, these do droop a little bit towards the end just because of like the weight. But I mean, overall, this thing is much stronger than I would have thought. Like, I can grab it from these wings. And yeah, pieces are going to have like natural flex, but I'm not really worried about things breaking. And of course, as I say that, this wing breaks off. That does let you see how it's built though. Again, really clever technique. You've also got like a couple of guns or something at the front represented by those cones. And yeah, these lock in place pretty well. And I quite like the look of that. Sorry, we'll come around to the front again in a second. I want to finish up at the back. Back here, we do have some like masonry brick pieces used backwards for detail. That looks quite nice. And you do have some clips. You've got a clip over there. You have a clip on this side, and you've got a clip up top. I love that. Thanos only has one accessory, yet you've got like 3 places to put it. It's really nice. I love it when LEGO includes accessory holders because I like everything to just be able to be contained within the set itself. You've also got a couple of exposed studs on the side just for detail. And you'll notice there is a little ramp back here. I don't love that this doesn't close up all the way. I wish that this was larger just so you could cover up that arch, but the arch does give you a good place to get your finger into. And back here, you've just got like the smallest little interior space. You can see the masonry bricks in there. This is just like a black panel. I thought it was clear for a second, but no, it's not. And the purpose of this space is to put the Infinity Gauntlet. So you can put this entire pedestal in the back, kind of like how you could in the Benatar in 2018 with the full-size gauntlet. You've got a lot of sticker detail up top. These are like the Chitauri style designs. I think that that looks really good, but this is where the set deviates from the box. So these wedge pieces look great with those stickers, but I feel like this is just a lot of detail for an area of the ship that you're never going to see. And these wedges with these stickers are actually shown as like being here on the box. Like, these are the ones with the stickers. So I don't know why that wasn't changed, because when you compare this to the box, it does look kind of plain because you've got the sticker detail right here, which looks really good. And then you've just got like huge wide open spaces, and then you look at the back and you've got stickers there. That doesn't really make sense to me. So I think I am going to be switching that around to have more detail in the front, because you can still see like the top ones when you're looking at this head on, but you can't see the wedges at the back with the stickers on them until you actually swing the whole thing around. That's how you can attach Thanos' weapon. It does like almost hit the wedge a little bit, but it barely fits there. Also, they don't really fit down here. I just tried it. You'd have to break it apart to fit it there, but I mean, it can fit on one place, and that's pretty much good enough for me. Then at the front, we've got 6 stud shooters. I really like these. I think that they're positioned very well. It's accurate to the movie. They're very easy to fire off. And of course, these are the cannons that we're trying to fire at Carol before she came and blew the entire ship up. And I think the front looks really good as well. It has a very interesting like windshield design in Universe, the Sanctuary 2. And again, this is like a little bit squeezed. It is like, wider and like more like angled in the movie. But this is a good enough representation of it. I love this wedge piece on top. I love all of the trans red cheese slopes. And this thing just swings up really easily to give you access to the interior, which is pretty roomy. I mean, like, it's not too cramped. You've got a sand blue chair for Thanos, and you do have a stickered control panel down there as well. And you've even got a couple of stamp pieces that kind of suggest, you know, like joysticks. One thing you'll notice is that, yeah, this thing is very top heavy, so it does want to close really easily. But let's go ahead and pop Thanos in there. It's pretty easy to get him in. And yeah, he just barely fits in there. Like, you'll notice his helmet is literally up against the top of the ship. And flipping this upside down, you'll see that we do have some more detail. Sorry, everything's like opening. But we do have some trans light blue lights. Those look very nice. And then we've also got trans purple boat sliders on the bottom of the upper wings. So yeah, I really like all of the transparent pieces on this ship. I think it gives it a really nice look. Here are the extra pieces for this set. As you can see, a bunch of extra studs for the stud shooters and a bunch of extra power bursts. And that is the orange cone that you can use to make Carol's like power burst longer. The box for this set is a typical $30 box size, not $40, but I'll talk about that more in a second. And let's address the inconsistencies. So first off, with Carol, you can see that she does have that extra splat piece at the end of her power burst. It's like this piece, so I don't know why that's different on the box and on the instructions. And the other thing are those wedge pieces. Like I said, stickers over there on the box, but no stickers in the actual set, and instead you've got the stickers at the back. Again, I think they look much better on the front because now that I look at like the completed ship, it just seems too plain without them. Other than that, this is the normal Infinity Saga branding. You've got the Marvel on the side, and the back of the box is absolutely gorgeous. That is such a beautiful shot of the ship like coming out of the quantum tunnel. And that's something that I actually like about this. Because it's in a small scale, you could build your own larger version and just pretend like this set is, you know, like a smaller version, like when it's sizing up and growing out of the quantum tunnel. I also think this little shot of Tony dusting Thanos is hilarious. Here's the instruction manual for this set. Again, I love the art for all of the Infinity Saga boxes, but particularly the Endgame ones. And there's nothing super interesting in this manual. At the back, we've just got ads for the August Infinity Saga sets and nothing else. Overall, I think that this is an okay set. I think the build here is great. For a long time, superhero sets were kind of looked down upon for having good minifigures and bad builds. And I think that that's definitely changing in 2021. I've loved most of the builds we've gotten this year, especially for movie-based sets. Comic ones I weren't as happy with. So I'm really happy about that. This also reminds me of the Captain Marvel set from 2019. That was a $30 set with 3 minifigures, and it was like a smaller version of a ship. It was the quad jet that time, and that was a perfect set. It was a dense, good build. It had plenty of interior space. It had space for 1 minifigure and like cargo in the back. I really loved that set, and to me, this was kind of, you know, that set's successor in a way. But I don't love this one because it's $40. That is kind of a ridiculous price. When it was revealed, I was like, oh, wow, like this looks pretty big, you know, for the price. Like I'd even pay $40 for this and be happy. Now that I've paid $40 for it, no, I'm not really happy. It's got 322 pieces, and the finished size of this thing, it's good. Like it's a good sized ship, but for $40, I would expect something a little bit bigger, with like some more space or something, you know, like if this was going to be $40, I think the width is fine, but then I would kind of expect there to be more space, like going out towards the back of the ship. It doesn't really feel like a $40 set to me. And that's also kind of because of Carol. Like, it's great to finally get an Endgame Carol minifigure, but she's just not done that well. I like that they improved the face, even though it's still not a unique print. The hair is okay. I just think the color's like a bit off. So overall, the figure's fine. I'm glad we have her. But for $40, I would have expected her to have leg printing and arm printing. That would have made this set more worth it, because otherwise I don't know where the budget went. Like, yes, I know Thanos has 3 new prints and Carol has 1, but if that's what makes a set be $10 more than it should be, then that's just kind of ridiculous. So I really hope LEGO starts putting more effort into Marvel minifigures. It's really annoyed me how close to perfect a lot of them have been in the Infinity Saga sets. And like even in the minifigure series, you guys know I have problems with them. So I really just hope in 2022, LEGO designers start like using their budget better. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.